It's always chaotic when you try advising a patient on something dietary, especially if working in a government hospital. And then your colleague asks whether what you are offering is within scope. Let me tell you, in government hospitals, the problem you have is this: ego. And of course, on Fridays, we'll talk about the egos all the time. We talk about egos until they get to understand it. Do kuna kunywa nini? This is just water, bro, plus some salt to just make sure that my throat is hydrated. So this is the reality. In government hospitals, in public hospitals, it's all about ego. An MO is thinking is better than the rest and he can give orders. A nurse is thinking because I'm the one who is administering drugs, I'm the better one. A pharmacist is thinking because I'm the drug expert, you cannot tell me anything. And it's all about ego in this fight. Who is better between a pharmacist and a pharmaceutical technologist? Who is better between an MO and a clinical officer? Who is better between a registered and enrolled nurse? It's all ego. And as you put your ego ahead, you become so evil and the patient's needs don't make sense to you. They don't. They'll even think you are misadvising them. You just let it pass and just follow the guidelines and feel the guilt. Now, in Kenya, we are even lucky. Ego kills everything. Yes, ego blocks doctors from common sense. Ego is actually intellectual, and intellectual is evil. So intellectual blocks you from seeing the light. It blocks you from common sense. And that's why when a patient asks you a question that needs you to rely on your common sense, you become angry, you become mad. You want them to feel they're the patient and you're the doctor. And when you do that, you lose it all. How many doctors get angry to an extent that they tell the patient, I'll not serve you. If you don't take this medication, I'll not serve you. If you don't do this, I'll not do this. Sound of books. Let's talk to sound of books. And again, we can basically try out the contact 0707 2020 74. Let's try that again. 0707 2020 74. Yes, sounds of books.
Good evening, Doc.
Good evening, how are you?
Okay, thank you.
Talk to.
Lovely session.
I didn't hear that.
Lovely session. I said lovely session.
Amazing. Thank you, sir.
And we thank you for it.
I appreciate, bro. Where are you talking to us from?
I'm from Ngong.
Bungoma?
Ngong, Kajiado.
Oh, Ngong. Amazing, bro. Thank you for coming through.
Yes, I'd like to disagree with you on something.
Yes.
About going to sit on the throne with your phone.
Yes.
I usually do that just to cover the sound effects.
Okay.
To drown the sound effects from the throne.
Oh, so are you disagreeing with me or are you trying to protect your sounds?
I'm trying to protect my sound and disagree with you at the same time.
I remember when I was starting this, I said, hey, there are people who, the hoofer.
Just to drown the sound effects. I'm protecting the sound effects with my phone.
I'm done with you, bro. So it's not me, yeah? Yeah,
it's not you. Yeah. It's me.
Oh man, you have to tell these people. Yeah? Sometimes just turn on the TV and let it make noise. Let them enjoy the TV. Yeah?
It's in the morning now. Everybody is asleep. You don't want to disturb their sleep.
Hey, bro, you have a long way to go. You need to fix that gut now. Hey. Amazing, man. Yes, sir.
I have two questions.
Yes, sir.
I've been having somebody recommended CMOS for me.
Yes.
And I believe it has worked well for me.
Yeah.
That was.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if what happens to your gut when you use CMOS.
Yep.
And the second question.
Mm-hmm.
I read somewhere that your gut is your second brain.
Yes.
I'm not a medic.
Okay.
I can deliver Nini from that. I can think of something about that, but I don't know what it means.
Okay.
Your gut is your second brain.
Okay.
Yes.
If you ask me, the gut is actually the first brain. You know why? Because there's a direct link between the brain and the gut. It's called the gut-brain axis. So whatever is happening in the gut is actually what is going to happen in the brain. You feed the gut, you feed the brain. You destroy the gut, you destroy the brain. And that's why most mental health problems like depression, anxiety, and all that hail from a messed up gut. So you cannot fix them because they are symptoms to a messed up gut. If you fix the gut, you fix the brain. That is my relationship. And again, there's a direct nerve from the gut to the brain that is called the vagus nerve. That nerve depends on the nutrition of the gut. Okay? So that is one. Number two, about the CMOS. CMOS is basically fiber, high in fiber. And fiber is good for the gut.
Yeah.
Just the same way fermented foods are rich in fiber, and fiber is good for the gut because it feeds the gut microorganisms. However, if you overfeed on fiber, let's say you're doing CMOS, you're also doing complex carbohydrates, at the same time you're doing the fermented foods, at the same time you're doing vegetables, you end up overfeeding the gut microorganisms and they end up punishing you by giving you constipation. So therefore, yes, CMOS is good. There's another one called spirulina. Spirulina is good for the gut. There's the fermented cabbage is good for the gut. Kombucha, fermented carrots and all that. All fermented foods plus the supplements like CMOS and spirulina are very good for the gut. But if you overdo them, of course, the gut punishes you by getting you to constipate.
Okay. So what do you mean by overdoing it?
Let's say, like in one day, how much fiber are you taking in? Let's say you're eating in the morning, you're doing your brown bread plus tea that has some sugar and all that. The brown bread is too much fiber. The one that is called bran, crazy stuff. Then at noon, you're doing a vegetable salad plus some fruits. And then in the evening, you're doing ugali from the posho meal plus something else. Or you're doing beans and chapati, and then you're adding in maybe vegetables again, and then you're doing a supplement. All that cumulatively is high fiber intake. And you see, fiber is not necessary for you, it's necessary for your gut microorganisms. You're actually giving them food through fiber so that they give you the B vitamins, and they also help you in digestion as a result, or how can I put it, in return they give you the digestion and they give you the B vitamins. So if you want to be safe, you simply don't overfeed them, because if you overfeed them, they become redundant. Okay, and that's why the best way to eat is just one meal a day, because in one meal you can't do too much fiber. But somebody who is eating 4 meals in a day and still snacking in between, too much fiber is coming in, and the gut microorganisms become so redundant, and they punish you by giving you constipation.
True.
Yeah, so CMOS is perfect.
Asante sana.
Karibu sana, bro. Thank you so much for coming through, and I appreciate that.
Lovely.
Amazing.
Thanks for the session.
Amazing. Hey, I love that. This gentleman is producing soundtracks. And if you hear a gentleman saying that, he's very honest, because somebody has complained. Like, hey, bro, hey. Not only are we suffering from the nose, we are also suffering from the ears. So you can't wake up at 4 to just go and and turn on the alarms in the toilet. I mean, when I do CMOS, I get constipated. No, stop blaming CMOS, because cumulatively the amount of fiber that you're taking in a day is what is a problem. And then most of you want to take CMOS to actually cover your bad eating habits. So you eat all the chapatis, you eat all the bread and the unhealthy foods, and then you blame the healthy foods. This is the same thing that happens with people when you tell them to drop the unhealthy foods and start eating healthy foods. And their body responds by just a simple discomfort, because it has to adapt anyway. Now they come blaming the healthy foods. Oh, when I started this, I'm suffering. They actually want to go back. So they're looking for a reason for you to go back. Now I tell them, oh, if you think you're suffering, please go back and let's see the real suffering. Okay? Hey doc, what is the best diet for an adult who has constipation frequently? Simply reduce vegetable intake, rehydrate with salt and water, and start fasting 1 meal a day. The best diet is 1 meal a day with no ugali, rice, and chapati. And I've put out a video about diet plan. You can watch that video on my platform called Diet Plan. It's a healthy video on what you just eat, so that you don't ask the question, if I drop chapati, rice, and ugali, then what should I eat? Because that's the question I get all the time. Yes, 0707 20 74. I'm hoping to get a call from that line so that I can actually see, because I'm testing something. Does taking mangoes fasting in the morning fasten the boil? Can somebody whip joy? Can somebody whip joy hard Why is Joy taking mangoes in the morning? Can somebody give her a whip? Joy is eating mangoes in the morning, and she's asking, is it okay to eat mangoes in the morning? Is beans okay with someone who is on weight loss? Beans are complex carbohydrates, and carbohydrates are supposed to be the least in your plate. So yes, in the initial phases of weight loss, beans are okay as a carbohydrate source. You can do beans plus meat plus vegetables, but just a handful of beans. So you ease up on that, and then as you go ahead, you drop the beans. But they are very good, a very good or rich source of the folate, the natural form of vitamin B9. Are potatoes okay? When I get that question, everybody means, are Irish potatoes okay? If you're talking about sweet potatoes, perfect, but make them the least in that plate. If you're talking about Irish potatoes, drop them. They are useless starches, and they are highly adulterated. Nowadays, because we have to feed McDonald's, we have to feed the appetite from KFC and all these food industries, we now have to produce Irish potatoes massively on large scale. And that's where the demon comes in, because they now have to put in everything. Oh, good, amazing. Let's see this. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Doc.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. My question is,
Who is this, please?
I'm Lenny Nyaga.
Welcome on board, Lenny Nyaga. Talk to me.
Thank you so much.
What is your question, sir?
My question is, I've just stumbled on your channel and I'm 25 years old.
Yes.
And I'm quite concerned.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, do you think that we'll be able to get to maybe the age of 50 or 60 in the life we are living right now?
I'm afraid most of people will not make it beyond 40, but I'm also glad that at 25 years of age, you stumbled on this platform. The essence of this platform is to make sure that every one of us can actually get to 100 years with good eyesight, with good hearing, and with good health, so that when we decide, we will only rest, we will not just die. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so we rest that other people take over. Now, listen to this. Stop worrying about other people making it to over 50. It's none of your business, okay? Your business is you fix your kitchen, you start eating healthy, you start fasting, you start working out, you start enjoying the sun, you ease up on stress levels, you rehydrate with salt and water, and then you create networks of people that actually share the same goals. Once you do that, your life goes on smoothly, and then you fix your identity. Everything just works in your favor. So you don't need to care about any other person. You only need, because you came alone and you will live alone. So fix you, the rest shall align, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so you will get to those years and beyond. Not because that we are selling you hope, no. Because we know you are what you eat. So eat what you want to be.
Okay, and another question.
Yes.
My dad suffers from pain in the legs. Most of the time they are swollen.
Your legs?
In the legs.
Okay.
So when he tries to speak to our mom and our sisters to maybe reduce the intake of seed oils,
Yes.
they do not agree. How would you advise to a family that wants to live the correct way, but some of them are not aware, so they keep fighting it every time?
I can assure you this for free, bro, and that's a very genuine question, a very good question. Thank you for that. I can assure you this for free. I am a medic and I've done this for the longest period of time. However, I still have people doubting what I'm doing, because what the health system has fed them constantly is that healthy foods are the unhealthy ones, and the unhealthy ones are now the new healthy ones. And then they've been sold the fear that if they do certain types of foods, like cholesterol-rich foods, they will end up suffering from strokes and their hypertension will now come in and all that. The weird part is when you try to tell them about healthy living and eating, they argue about it. But the reality is most people argue about leading and living a healthy life when in real sense, they have never tried it. Look at people who are suffering from hypertension. They have avoided salt for the longest period of time, but they are still hypertensive. They are still on drugs for hypertension. They go back and they are given new drugs and other drugs and different combinations for hypertension, but they never get better. But they keep on arguing because everybody loves their hell. People love living in their own hell. So it's not your responsibility to get people from their hell, because they must get their identity so that they see the light of the day. You need to only advise, and if they take your advice, well done. If they don't take your advice, When they will need it, they will find you. So you play your part and the rest aligns. But ideally, I can imagine your struggle, you not being a medic, trying to explain medical stuff to somebody who thinks they have information, who thinks they've studied so much and they've done so much research and they know more than you. So they're wondering, who is this guy? So I understand your position, and that's why I come in. So if you share some of my videos with them, they will be resistant in the first place. They will even hate me because of what I say all the time, and I go hard on them. But they will see sense because I use practical examples that happen in hospitals. And when they see that, they relate. Once they relate, they become my follower. And that's how I accumulated all these followers. So you've done well already. Stop pushing them. Stop forcing them, because you'll be imposing your will on them. Okay? So simply refer them to somebody or something that will actually guide them through. And that's the reason why my platform exists.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir, and I appreciate you for being here.
Thank you.
Amazing, 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 amazing. Yes, hello.
Hello.
Hi, who is this?
Hi, my name is. Let me call myself Bonus.
Bonus. Okay, Bonus. How are you? Bonus.
Yes, Bonus.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes I don't want people to know my real identity because my story is a bit tricky.
Okay, no problem. Share it with us then. Bonus.
Now, I am a cancer survivor.
Oh, amazing.
I was diagnosed with uterine cancer
Yes.
like 7 years ago.
Okay.
Which led me to go through total hysterectomy,
Yes.
which has really affected my life.
Yes.
I'm 38 years right now. I was diagnosed when I was 33.
Yes.
And anyway, my life has changed completely.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know, is
Yeah.
it possible for me to go back to my normal life as I used to be? Because, already right now, I am going through menopause,
Mhm.
which is surgical menopause,
Yes.
which has really affected my life sexually.
Yeah.
The menopause symptoms,
Mhm.
and everything. I know you understand what I mean.
I'm trying to. Yeah. Just go ahead. I'll pick what I have to pick in.
Okay, so I was asking this. Is there a way that maybe I can do a consultation with you? Maybe my life will go back to normal, or should I just embrace what I'm going through and accept that this is me, the way I am right now, or do you think my life can change again?
Okay. Do you have?
Normal?
Okay. Do you have a past?
Sorry?
Do you have a past?
Do I have a?
Do you have a past? P-A-S-T.
Yes, I do.
Do you have a future?
Yes, I do.
How do you know?
I know I have a future because God gave me a second chance to live.
So do you know you have a future?
Yeah.
How do you know you have a future?
I know I have a future because God gave me a second chance to live. Because if I didn't have that future, I could not be here today.
But you're here today, not in the future.
Yeah.
So why don't you learn to live in the present and stop thinking about what is in your head, like what is in your imagination, about the future that you don't even have, and about the past that is gone and is only in your imagination, is not there. So stop worrying about what happened in your past because it's not there anymore. And stop worrying about the future because you're afraid of what the future holds, and that future is not even present. So start living in the present. Start there. That is one. Number two, doubt every single thought in your head. And number three, you're not the first one to go through that procedure. You are a survivor, for heaven's sake. So which means you got a second chance with life, okay? That should be a positive step in your life every single time you wake up. Why? Because it's you are among the 1% of people who have actually gone through this and came out, and you can actually have the confidence to speak about it. I wish you even put out your name like clearly, which is just a good thing. But this is the point. What is your cooking oil?
Okay, I use the normal oil.
Which is the normal oil?
I do Elianto.
You do Elianto, okay. That's the normal oil, right?
Yes.
Do you consume sugar in any form?
Yeah, a little bit of it.
So do you consume sugar?
Yes, I do.
Do you consume fruits?
I'm not a fan of fruits.
But do you consume fruits?
Yeah, once in a while.
So do you consume fruits?
Yes, I do.
How about wheat products? Do you consume bread, chapati, and mandazi?
No, I don't take that.
Okay. For how long?
Okay, since I was diagnosed, I dropped some things,
Yes.
like wheat and red meat.
Okay. Why did you drop red meat?
Okay, I was told by my doctor that I maybe should be taking white meat. I should not be taking red meat.
Okay. What is the difference between red meat and white meat?
I don't know.
You,
That is what I was advised.
okay. And what is your biggest fear at this moment in time?
My biggest fear is a recurrence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And do you have children?
I do.
How old is your child?
He's in Form 3,
How old is she or he?
16 years.
Okay.
17,
For-
14 to 17 now.
Okay. For the last 17 years, let's say 14, because you were diagnosed 3 years ago. So for the last 14 years, which was your your contraceptive method?
I was using Femiplan.
Oh, you're using Femiplan, which is a hormonal contraceptive.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Do you consume milk?
Yes, I do.
Do you sometimes eat in restaurants?
Yeah.
When was the last?
I always, in fact, like every day I have to eat in a restaurant.
Okay, every day.
Yeah, like every day.
Okay, and when was the last time you did possibly a 24-hour fast?
I have never done that.
Okay, so how many meals do you do in a day?
Okay, I do 1 meal a day
Okay, what time?
at lunchtime.
Do you snack in between?
No, I just take breakfast
What time do you take breakfast?
at around 10
Okay,
because I wake up early in the morning.
yes.
So nikitoka sina hiyo time ya take breakfast in the house, so I take breakfast outside the house.
Yes.
I also do lunch outside the house.
Mm-hmm.
Then June maybe now I'll take maybe like lemon water or tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is holding you from cooking at home?
I think it's the nature of my work.
Okay, what is the nature of your work?
Okay, I do Uber.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Now, so did you pay for all these procedures in cash?
Yeah, by then I did pay in cash.
Okay, did it drain you financially, like literally to an extent that you felt like this is going to destroy me?
Yes, it really drained me.
Okay, and what makes you think that I am in the right position to advise you?
Okay, because I have gone through your videos,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen you talk about natural ways of dealing with this situation.
Yes.
So I felt like maybe I should come to you
Yeah.
and maybe we can sit down, like book an appointment, we talk, maybe I might be able to reverse some things in my life because, right now I'm on estrogens.
Yes. Oh, you're on estrogens.
Yes, I'm on estrogens because I have to take them because of my condition, because of the menopause.
Yes.
You see, I got into menopause before I reached the age.
Yeah.
So I was put on the estrogens.
Man.
Yeah, which also I've tried to do some research and I've seen they are not good. They might bring breast cancer,
Man, this is the real and this is the ideal situations of how our systems are designed. This is the real situation, and man, I don't know if I'm the only one who is feeling her story. Damn, listen, bonus. Let's do this. I would actually appreciate if you book that appointment so that you and I can get to have a real conversation that is unfiltered and that is going to change your life for the better. And you will see where you're going wrong. Because trust me, this, number one, the cooking oil, sorry. Yeah, become the system also. So the cooking oil that you're using, wrong. The estrogens that you're on, problems. What is your body weight right now?
I'm around 58.
The sugar that you're using, problems. The fruits that you're consuming, problems. The restaurant foods that you're eating, problems. The hormonal contraceptive that you used after getting your baby, your child, problems. your inability to fast and taking morning breakfast problems. So it's an entire story that I can actually guide you through, and the way you'll feel 3 weeks or 4 weeks into the program, you will never regret it. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I've talked about cancers, I've talked about tumors all through and over and over. I've talked about surgeries and diets for people who are trying to recover from cancer and who want to actually prevent themselves from getting cancer, and even fasten their remission from cancer. And if they are on chemotherapy, the bodies rejuvenate themselves, their livers come back, and they can be able to ease up on the side effects of chemotherapy. Now, you are a perfect example of somebody who has suffered in the hands of healthcare, and it's unfortunate. And I wish, or I hope, that you can actually book that appointment so that we can just have a sit down with you and you get to understand the basics of this. However, we apologize for what you've gone through, but we cannot change our past because we don't have a past, okay? We need to live in the moment. We also don't have a future, so don't stop focusing on the future. So I wish that you can actually book that appointment and you have this conversation. And it's very reversible, and you can actually prevent yourself from getting a remission. You can get to back on your feet and lead a healthy life. I'm glad that you already have a child who you can look at and see the benefits of your fertility in the youth. So yes, everything is reversible. Everything you can actually prevent yourself from getting remission. You are only 38 years. There's a whole life ahead of you if only you can actually know the right way to do things. So yes, I'll be in Nairobi from Tuesday for the next 2 weeks. So if you find a chance to book an appointment and get to our offices and we have this conversation, you will never regret it and you'll see the bigger picture.
Okay, I'll book an appointment.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story. We know that one day you'll come and give out your testimony now with your real identity. I hope to see you in Nairobi, and I believe that I'm the man who is going to change your life for the better.
Thank you so much. I'll definitely book an appointment.
You're welcome, and you take care of yourself. Have a good night.
Okay, thank you.
Amazing. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. How many times shall I preach this to you guys? How many times? How many times shall I preach this stuff up? Imagine somebody who has gone through the entire system of management of cancer and even a surgery. Somebody who has gone through hell and back. But even the oncologist did not tap into the diets, the causes of cancer. And now she's on estrogens. What did we say is the cause of cancer in women? And now she's on the same thing that caused the cancer. And now we will one day say, cancer will die, right? Cancer will die one day. This is an innocent person who has just suffered the blow from the rogue systems. And you can imagine how much synthetic estrogens she's pumping into her system to protect her from the postmenopausal syndrome, which is actually estrogen dominance. At 38, she's already into her menopause. Please, men might not understand this. Ladies, at 38, she's already into her menopause. And now, we have to give her estrogen, synthetic estrogens, to actually protect her from estrogen problems. Man, as I was asking those questions, I know most of you are getting so upset, most of you are getting disturbed, but you sense the innocence in her voice. You sense how innocent she was when the healthcare system took advantage of her. You feel like you can actually slap somebody. Feel like you can actually just strangle somebody for doing these such injustices to such an innocent soul. Now she is an Uber driver. How much do you think an Uber driver makes in one night before the Uber guys take their shares? And then how much do you think the therapy for cancer is worth? She's even lucky she did not sell that car. But look at her They've never addressed the health or the diet problem. She still eats in restaurants. She still uses the seed oils that actually caused her inflammation. And she's just hoping that, oh God, please protect me so that they don't get a recurrence of this cancer. That's how much she trusted the health system, to an extent that she knows inside her there's a spirit that tells her this might come back, but she's just hopeful that this ikuwe ni ya mwisho, nilifanya ya mwisho, and it's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, we will not stop doing these conversations. Why? Because through this, all of you are learning something. All of you are learning something. You might be so stubborn, so confused, but when you get to the health and wellness spot, you only need one wake-up call and you never go back. You deserve better. You don't deserve to wake up early in the morning to go and make some money, and then all this money ends up in the healthcare institutions. You don't deserve that. She has a child, for heaven's sake, who is in high school, 16 years of age. Who knows what the future holds for that child, what God has designed for that child? Now, do we save money for the child? Or do we save money to protect ourselves just in case there is a recurrence of that condition? Imagine that. So do you save money for the sake of investment and the future of your child, your daughter or your son? Or do you save money to go back to the institutions of healthcare and spend all that money there and still die, and then they tell you died of cancer when you are actually treating the same cancer? We are wise, right? We are wise. So keep being sane, keep being open-minded, keep asking questions. But most importantly, keep fixing your kitchen, because your solutions are in your kitchen. They are in your kitchen. There's no solution in a hospital. Hospitals are supposed to be for emergency purposes. Your solution to every healthcare problem is in that kitchen of yours. You might not be the best cook, but at least you know how to combine foods. You might not know much about medicine, but at least you know what is the cooking oil to use. So go do it.